Alright guys, welcome back to yet another episode of this series जिसका नाम मैंने अभी तक decide नहीं किया है, but शायद आपने title में देख लिया होगा. We are going to be talking. Okay, wait. First of all, for today's guest, I have my partner, my husband here, Tarun. You want to say hi to the camera?
Hi everyone.
So we're going to be talking. This conversation, of course, is going to be rooted in fitness because that's what this page is all about. But we are going to talk about the crossroads between business and fitness. Hopefully, you're going to find something that you're interested in. And without further ado, let's begin. So, hi Tarun, what's up? How are you feeling?
It feels very.
Do you feel like you're put on the spot?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a natural speaker.
You are a natural speaker. You're just a little reserved, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a better way to put
He
it.
takes time to open up to people.
Like, I need to acclimatize to the conditions and.
Yeah, don't hit the mic,
Yeah,
please.
see this.
Yeah, I
Like
think
this is my way of even.
But anyway, I think in the last episode, Karan took the audience through my journey of, entrepreneurship to corporate. And you stepped into corporate a couple of years before I did. So a lot of people don't know, but Tarun was my co-founder for Team Meraki. We started it together because both of us are very passionate about health and fitness. He was also a coach from way before I was a coach. So maybe you want to talk to our audience a little about your transition, why you decided to do it, and how you're finding it now.
Why did I decide to switch to corporate?
Money.
No, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Karan is here, who's just prompted me money, capital, and that's the harsh truth.
Yeah.
Like when you have a startup, yes, you can have degrees, you can have, let's say, podcast to refer to. You have everyone out there giving you information
Yeah.
on how to run and frame a business. But when you're in it and appealing to a very niche sector, so fitness is not. Let's be clear, fitness is not a niche segment. Everyone wants to be fit.
Yeah.
But then the audience that you're catering to,
Yeah.
because there are different
Segments
within
yeah.
the audience that you really want to focus and have clients from, that becomes a bit difficult to close in.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a very good example that now, because I've transitioned into the corporate space, I get why it was difficult to close those clients.
Yeah. Actually, this kind of happened with me as well when I finally decided to move away from whatever we were doing at Team. I don't know why I said it like that. When I finally decided it was time to step away from that and get into corporate, it's because I felt like there was so much that I didn't know. Because of lack of experience and because we both don't come from business families. We
Yeah.
come from working class
Service family,
backgrounds,
yeah,
right?
service background.
So it's not like we had our parents to lean on for those lessons,
Yeah.
which I think business families have that advantage. So this was a very important thing for me कि एक अभी corporate is also a business, right?
Yeah.
To see how it runs, to learn from the people above us, the seniors that we have, उनसे इतना कुछ सीखने मिलता है which we probably wouldn't even have crossed our minds
True.
had we not stepped into it, right?
True. No, I agree 100%. And now after years of moving into a field where it's all about strategy and product and financials,
Yeah.
now I'm like, okay, if you want any mentoring on how to
Yeah.
run, because that's what I do. But I think what I would also highlight here is that there's a difference between being an advisor and being an executor.
True.
I believe my advisory hat is much more better and well versed than being an executor when it comes to the same
Yeah.
lessons in business that I have to do.
Okay.
Now, this may sound like a typical consultant because that's what consultants do. I come from
Yeah.
a consulting background, but it's more like we're just advisors to the senior management. So when
Yeah,
you consult, when you say you're a management consultant, it's you're
Yeah.
consulting the management, but you
Correct.
don't really wear the hat of an
Yeah.
executioner. You just pass on the onus to the management to run it.
Yeah, correct.
And then that's how things work. So you have to identify that where are you best suited and play that role. So for
Correct.
me, I think moving into the execution advisory field in corporate is where I think my true strength
lies.
lies. Yeah, it
Yeah.
lies. And which means I don't. It's not like I don't execute businesses from end to end. My work involves that, but
Yeah.
over time, I think that's the execution bit is where I need mentoring.
Correct.
So
yeah.
if I have to draw an entire spectrum from, let's say, from idea creation to execution,
Yeah.
I would reach the part where, okay, this is my plan, this is my GTM,
Yeah.
let's go to the market. And then after that, I would have different phases, roadmap, etc. But that execution of that roadmap
Yeah.
is where I needed mentoring earlier, which right now with the mentors that I have in my corporate space, I think it's bridged.
Correct.
And that allows you to be a critical thinker, a holistic thinker who can start to end control the value
Yeah.
that is being delivered.
So, do you think that in a similar way, when we speak about fitness, right? I know that you're a great coach, okay, to you, like your clients in the past. You are always able to come up with great plans for them to execute. But I have seen you very closely trying to make plans for yourself. You
Yeah.
come up with a great plan and then you do struggle to execute it
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Because, like, you have the know how, but, like, what is it that stops you from really getting like start to end when it comes to like your fitness journey? Where is it that you struggle?
That's a nice question, because if I take it back to the topic that we spoke about earlier,
Yeah.
the same way, advisory,
Yeah.
great. Coach clients, they've achieved results, they've gone on to sports specific clients also, they've gone on to play and win games,
Yeah.
all managed. When I try to take the same block and apply it to myself, execute it as an individual myself, I think it becomes an information overload for me. Because for years, I think it's been 12 years that I've been training, but for years I have gone into the depths of fitness science,
Yeah.
that even if it's a basic 3 into 12 or 3 into 15, I have the RPS scale being running in my head. I have
Yeah.
the rest pause technique which is running in my head. I have drop set techniques which are running. I'm like, okay, if I've done this right now, can I immediately superset this with this? So it's so many tools that I'm
Yeah.
aware of that I end up destroying the entire
Yeah.
plan itself, rather than choosing
keeping
one
it
tool,
simple,
keeping
yeah.
it simple, choosing one tool and sticking to it.
So do you feel this need to sometimes overcomplicate your own routine just because you're like, it's almost like FOMO, right?
Yeah, which is what I
like-
did. I mean,
yeah.
when I got back into training, being consistent with training,
Yeah.
I would rather say that. But I used to do full body every day.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, if I do, because tomorrow if something comes up, I'm not able to do legs.
Yeah.
Or probably if I'm not able to train my shoulders.
Yeah.
Let's do full body every day. Full body every day. But while doing that, did I focus on my nutrition? No. People, whenever I would go and meet people, the same set of people who tell me, oh, you're losing weight.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that recently happened.
And
right?
I am like, in my mind, I'm like, no. I mean,
Yeah.
the weight's the same. I know I've been focusing on losing my fat.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like you did a small like mini cut
mini
recently.
cut, and I
yeah.
know that the definition or the aesthetics of my body has actually changed and improved.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, you look clean, you look thin,
You look skinny. Yeah.
skinny.
You
And
like
I'm
you've
like,
lost weight.
No,
yeah.
but then I took, like, when I look back into it and I introspected the entire plan, I found out the full body workouts are not for me.
yeah,
it
it's not
would have been-
optimal levels of volumes.
It would have
of
been
training.
good for me had I just committed to 3 days of working out a week, compared to having that consistent mindset and going 5 days over the weekends also, and just taking 1 day off. Let's say
Yeah.
in 14 days I'm taking a day off.
Yeah.
So that taxation, the energy that my body expended in doing those workouts, I never compensated with the food I
With
would
the
eat.
food. Yeah.
And that is the byproduct. You lose.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's a very important lesson for anyone who's listening, right? As we said in the previous episode, fitness, it's you can't just control it with one aspect. You
Yeah.
could be 100% on point with your training program, but if your nutrition doesn't support it, you're probably not going to get the desired results.
No, absolutely. It's a multi-variable approach.
Yeah.
It is not just one approach. And I mean, I see this in the corporate space. And it would be a very, like the most overlooked aspect, one of the variables, which is somewhat glorified in today's DNA, is hustle. Hustle, grind.
Yeah.
And what are you losing? What is the trade-off here? Sleep.
Yeah.
And that itself is one of the biggest deterrent to your physical transformation.
100%.
I have seen people in my team also who flex sleeping only 4 or 5 hours. Now even I fall in
Yeah.
that category, but
Yeah.
but there's a catch to it. I fall in that category, but I track my sleep. I try to cover the sleep debt
Yeah.
over a week's time
Yeah.
because sleep is the primary medicine. I would say that it's a natural medicine. Everyone can sleep unless you have insomnia and all those conditions, medical conditions. But it's something that is so overlooked in today's world
Yeah. Yeah.
that people don't understand this is the underlying root cause for all your metabolic disorders.
Yeah.
I have seen people wake up in the morning and want to immediately jump onto 2 or 3 cups of caffeine to wake up
Yeah.
and
Rather than prioritizing
sleep,
good rest.
good rest.
Yeah.
And this itself is like overworking yourself
Yeah.
and trying to say that, oh no, 4 hour 5 hours is good for me. In the long run, it's going to impair your cognitive performance.
It's going to age you. I think,
Age.
when, like, if you see both of us wear the Whoop band,
Yeah.
I think you've been more religious with wearing it than I
190
have. I've
days.
taken it off for a few weeks in between. But the Whoop band tells us so many different metrics, right? So I want you to shed some light on fitness wearables like this, because I'm sure a lot of people in our audience are wondering just how accurate these are, whether they are worth the investment. And the Whoop, along with the Whoop band, you also have an Apple Watch, which can be used to track fitness metrics.
yeah.
So of the two, maybe shed some light on which one you find better and why.
Let's put it into two aspects. One is product wise, it's not a product review over here, but one is
Yeah.
product wise, and the second is the insights of these products.
Yeah.
So if I'd pick between the insights of the product, I would go with Whoop. And this is not just for Whoop. You have your other bands also. I think there's a Amazon band as well.
Yeah.
There's Hybrid, whatever bands are
Ultra
there.
Human Super Ring as well, right?
Rings are there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
fitness wearable is the new industry that's
Booming.
booming. I
Yeah.
mean, everyone wants to know the insight, but the catch is you have the insights, but what do you do about
What
those
do you
insights?
do with them? Yeah.
For me, I like wearing and finding these insights has actually helped me
Yeah.
rather than put me in a bucket where I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't want to know so much because it's going to
Yeah.
tell me that you have slacked.
Correct.
And in let's say in the way we perceive things, it's always win or lose. This sort of becomes an indicator of you losing on your
Yeah,
fitness
and
journey
you
as well. If
hate
there are so
losing.
many metrics.
Yeah.
So if I ask you, why did you end up removing the
Yeah.
band
The band.
in between?
Yeah.
It's because you were off your training schedule and you didn't want to wear it and get the harsh truth, which is
You
that
know
you've
what? For me, so I got the Whoop band. When did I get it?
6 months.
It's been 6
Yeah,
months.
April. And that's when the Whoop 5 came. So
Okay. So I just started working in corporate
Yeah.
4 months ago,
months.
right? So before that, I was using all of the metrics that were measured on Whoop, which there are quite a few. Maybe we can pop them up on the screen. They were really helping me because I could see everything was being sort of
Green.
ticked off. Everything was green. The recovery was in the
Yes.
green zone. It was telling me that, the workout intensity bhi wo batata hai. It tells you about the strain that you've
Yeah.
incurred. Then it's like a gamified version of fitness, right? So that's really fun to see. And then the moment I started working, and in the first couple of months, I really, really struggled with fitness. It took a backseat completely. At that point, as much as I'd like to preach that, you should, not let this get to your head, it got to my head where I'm like, I'm wearing this band and I'm recording nothing but sleep and stress because of work. And then I was like, what is the point? मतलब मैं ये पहन भी क्यों रही हूँ? So, and then I took it off. The moment I took it off,
You
the
felt
less I wanted to go to the gym.
yes.
So it worked in the opposite direction for me.
direction.
Maybe had I kept it on, I would have
Made
gotten back
efforts
on
to get
track.
back, yeah.
A little bit earlier.
So that's what there are two sides to this also.
Yeah.
It could be a motivator for you,
Yeah.
a tool that can help you really get back into training because it gives you a better picture that this is where you are today.
Yeah.
This is how you're aging. Correct it right now.
Yeah.
Or the other way would be you just want to
Yeah,
I
not
don't want to
look
know
at it.
more.
Yeah.
And I've seen both the sides. Even at work, I have a couple of colleagues who wear it and they say, बहुत information दिखाते यार. मतलब
Yeah,
इतना
yeah.
नहीं जानना.
I think it depends on whether you're data driven as a person. People who are
True,
data
that
driven,
is, your mindset.
yeah, yeah. No, some people love numbers. I know you and I love numbers, right? Other people feel overwhelmed by numbers. So in their
Fair.
case, it doesn't help. But I think, coming back to my question, in terms of all of the wearables, we have
so
to.
so in products inside part, which is
Yeah.
the second bucket, anything works, but the whole idea is to correct those insights.
Yeah.
If the insights are for good, stick to it. If
Yeah.
the insights are bad, correct it.
Yeah.
That's where people fail, and that corrective measure is where anyone who's in the health and fitness space can really guide you, be a coach, be a mentor, and correct those individual parameters. And then till the time that you are having all your variables in check,
Yeah.
all in the green or all above the optimal level, that's
Yeah.
it. Then you have done a good job. Then stay consistent to it. That's not a different ballgame. That's all
Correct,
about
correct.
your mindset, motivation, and how you
Discipline.
hardwire yourself, discipline.
Yeah.
That I have to now maintain these parameters.
Yeah. That's up to you.
That's up to you. And if we look at the product wise,
Yeah.
this was the bucket on the insights part. The product bucket was more about I prefer this only because of the battery life.
Really?
14 days I have to do nothing.
Yeah.
Plug it while sleeping.
But also, it gives you a lot more insight than the Apple Watch does, right?
Yeah, of course. So
Yeah.
that's what, if this is not a product review, but
Yeah.
I prefer something which is
But you don't have to think too much
don't
about
think too much about
yeah.
charging, because the Apple Watch is something that I am like
Every day you have to charge
remove
that,
it,
right?
charge it.
Yeah.
Probably if it's not charged, and then for me that just puts me off track.
Correct. I've seen your Apple Watch being like dead and in the corner
Dead
for
for like
months.
5 or 6 months is recently when I'm like, oh, you know what, let's
Get
try
back.
to compare both and see what's happening.
But I think it's also important to point out here that any fitness wearable, right? Any wearable that you purchase is not going to give you 100% accurate data. It's not possible. It's a
absolutely not.
sensor on
Yeah.
your skin, right? So it's
Yeah.
going to do the best it can.
It can. Yeah.
But the fact is, you don't need 100% accurate data to make changes in your life.
True.
Use it as a benchmark, use it as a guiding light. For example, if you want your, let's say, sleep performance to get better, as long as the numbers are moving up, it's in percentage here. So as long as it's moving up, you're moving in the right direction. It might not be like an absolute 80% recovery, but it helps.
No, fair. And if I just draw parallels to the corporate lingo, think of yourself as a product. A product is never fit. Like it always requires iterations. So the MVP, which is your first product, which is built on certain assumptions, take this as an assumption guide. It is not going to be accurate.
Yeah.
It's going to give you a set of variables. You take those variables as assumptions, plug it into your body as a product,
Yeah.
work on it, see how it responds, and then you do V2, V3, V4, and go on. So
Correct.
if you look at it from a product manager's lens,
Yeah.
it's the same way. Like get these assumptions. If you're a financial person, to build a model, you need assumptions.
Yeah.
Think of all the insight you're getting from here as an assumption. Now, can you trust the assumption? Yes. But can you trust it 100%? 100%? No, we can't. So use it as an assumption.
Use it as like a ballpark
As
figure,
a ballpark
right?
number, use it as a sheet.
Yeah.
Think of yourself as an asset.
Very interesting that you said you should think of yourself as an asset. Now, coming back to work terms, right? We see, at least this is what I see, not just in my workplace, but in corporate culture in general, we see most people, unfortunately, are out of shape. There are very, very few people who are in shape in the corporate world. So, other than people who work, of course, people who run huge businesses as well, many times they're unfit, right? Most of them are unfit. So whether you're an employee, whether you're a business owner, you could be rich in terms of, let's say, your finances or the kind of salaries that you're drawing. But if your fitness is so off the charts, is it really worth it?
No, that's a very good topic that you're talking about. In a nutshell, you can be wealthy by business, but you could be bankrupt when it comes to your own body.
Yeah. well said.
Your first P&L is your body.
Yeah.
Everyone requires a capital to start a business, or even if you're in a service sector, you require your salary every month to really run your household and have those expenses. But your body also has energy,
Yeah.
right? So the energy itself is the biggest currency. And now
Yeah.
you have mismanaged this energy system for years now,
Yeah.
that suddenly when you're at 45, 50 and you see that, oh, my metabolic disorders are off the roof, my numbers are skewed, I can't, walk or take a flight of stairs without
Yeah.
being out
Huffing
of
and puffing. Yeah.
huffing and puffing. Then you're like, what has been happening? And
Yeah.
then you resort to shortcuts, because suddenly what's happened is that you don't have time.
Correct.
You have allocated the two most important resources, which is time and your body's energy and prime years of conditioning it to hustle, compromising sleep, compromising nutrition, compromising your fitness routine, which could be as simple as just doing 20 push-ups.
Yeah.
If I ask someone right now in his mid 40s or 50s to do 20 push-ups, they'll say, "Arey, we can't do it. Ye dukhega,
Yeah.
kal ye dukhega."
Yeah.
20 push-ups, if I ask a 20-year-old guy, he can do it.
Yeah.
Right? So you have mismanaged this. Take ownership of that first.
Yeah.
So the biggest, I would see that, and sorry, this is again, can cut this part, but
Yeah.
um, a lot of them also feel underconfident, because when you are fit,
Yeah.
your vision or the way you think, your cognitive performance is improved and far better
Yeah.
than the other person, and it just portrays confidence even the way you walk or you enter the room.
100%.
If someone just walks in, you could be decked from top to down in all designer brands and everything, but then when you sit and you're like you talk, and then suddenly you're like, I need a break, I need to, like, whatever it is, but
Yeah, but basically what you're trying to say is when you're fit, you're confident. And when you're confident, you walk into a room, you can really command
the
respect, right?
Yeah.
And I think a fit body it cannot be bought, right? It can only be earned.
Yeah.
So when you see someone who's in good shape, you know that they respect themselves.
Yeah.
You know that they're disciplined enough, or they go through. Fitness is not easy,
No.
and that's why not everyone is fit, right? If it was easy, everyone would do it, but that's why the people who are fit, there's like a natural tendency for everyone in the room to respect them a little bit more, take them more seriously. And I've read so many, or I've come across so many instances, on Instagram of people who said, I've never had more opportunities and made more money than when I was in peak shape.
yes,
It's so interesting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it's your mind is sharper,
Yeah.
your focus is improved, your body looks good, aesthetically you're appealing to the audience.
And performance-wise also, don't you think that because you're fit, you're able to put in those long hours, you're able to think clearly in, at work in moments where you need to deliver.
A fit person knows when to shut off and cut off from work.
Yeah.
For instance, and this is what, and you need to also communicate to your your line manager or your working partners that, listen, for example, as soon as I'm done with work, I'll get messages, I'll get Outlook mails and everything, but I will not respond to them, and they will not call me also during those hours between 4 to 6 or 4:30 to 6:30, because they know that this is his space. Now I have commanded respect, and I've drawn that boundary that this is my space. Don't enter. 7:30 you want to conduct a meeting, Teams meeting, I will be available.
Yeah.
6:30 I am not going to do it.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I don't think that's possible for everyone, because everyone's workplace is different. Their nature of work is different. Their managers are different. The work culture is different.
So the manager, again, this is where, if the manager has been in the same, like, let's say if my team member comes to me and say, you know what, 5 to 7 I'm at the gym, I'll say, okay, I won't disturb you.
That's
Because
what I'm saying, that it's about the culture, right?
Culture.
But that being said, if someone is in a situation where the work culture just simply does not allow them to go to the gym in the evening, that is when they have that morning, right? The morning is in their control. So, like, what do you think about, this is a little bit of a tricky topic, because for me also, I know that if I start training in the mornings, I can train more frequently. I can train with a lot of peace of mind, because there's no digital noise at that time. However, my energy is
Yeah.
at its lowest in the morning. So let's say there's someone out there who's in a situation like I am. What would your advice be to them?
That's a good point because energy patterns vary from individual to individual. A lot of people would want to bucket you into the standard that they have set that
Yeah.
everyone in the morning, everyone should get up in the morning and go for a walk. Wake up at 4 a.m. and go for
Yeah.
the walk. Go work out in the morning. It's fine. That's your time. But they don't realize that individually, the energy pattern could be of an evening person.
Yeah.
Your energy levels, your cortisol could be your cortisol, your performance, all the variables in your body. I don't want to get into the
Yeah.
depth of it. But for instance, if I take myself, am I a morning person? Yes. I would want to wake up in the morning, but I would want to channel that entire energy towards my work because I have
Because if you go to the gym in the morning, you feel very drained at work.
I feel fatigued
Yeah.
by the end of the day. And in the morning, I know that my mind is focused, my thoughts are clear.
Yeah.
Give that time. Let's say even if those thoughts are clear for 4 or 5 hours, give that time to work because those 4 or 5 hours allows me to excel at my work.
Yeah.
And then once I know, okay, now my focus is off track, it's sort of that entire it's a depleting curve now, so it's going to be depleting over time.
Yeah.
So like let's say from 8 to 12 is where my maximum focus is. From 1 onwards, like, oh, you know what, I'm just waiting for the clock to go.
Yeah.
There's that, so I'm going to prolong work, which is Parkinson's law. Then you just want to delay the work and be like, oh, this is not time sensitive, let's move this later. That decay of my attention span, by the time it's evening,
Yeah.
I am done with that attention span. Then I'm like, okay, now I can give time to fitness.
So then would you say that for any individual, they need to figure out their natural energy patterns?
Yeah.
And there will be situations where they have to make a difficult choice, right? Let's say for me, I'm
have
very
to.
similar to you in the sense that I feel I like evening workouts better than morning workouts. But given my situation, if I want to get to my goal, I will probably at some point have to switch to morning workouts if I really want to keep that frequency going. So it will never be an easy choice. And I think when people know that, they'll be able to make those decisions for themselves. Because too many people are just waiting with these excuses that, like,
Too many
I
peop-
just
yeah.
don't have time,
Too many people are waiting for variables to be in their favor,
which will never happen.
which will never happen. It's like we spoke earlier also, it's a multi-variable approach.
Yeah.
All variables will never be in your favor.
It's-
If sleep is in my favor, my nutrition is not in favor.
Yeah.
For example, there are days when I skip gym. It's only because my work day has been so hectic that I didn't get time to eat a proper meal.
Yeah.
I skipped gym not for rest. I skipped gym because I didn't get my nutrition in check.
Yeah.
And I slept early because my body forced me to sleep, thinking, oh, there's an induced starvation period that suddenly happened.
Yeah.
Let's not keep him awake, sleep.
Yeah.
So variables will never be in your favor.
And your body has very interesting ways to keep you in check. Like if any of you go onto a diet, right, and you are in a deficit for an extended period of time, your hunger signals are going to be chaotic. Okay, they're going to be all over the place. You're going to feel so hungry and so cranky and just so angry at the world until you
Yeah.
get to eat, right?
Correct.
So this is like your body's way of sort of forcing you out of that difficult position which you need to put yourself through in order to get to that goal. And similarly, it will, if you've been losing fat for an extended period of time, it is going to do things that you don't even notice. Like you'll start blinking less, you'll start speaking less, and that's how it conserves energy.
Talking
So the only thing that can really get you to the other side is discipline. It's literally the only thing. You cannot sit there and wait for motivation. And once you've built that discipline, like, would you, this is my perspective, but let me know if you agree. I do think it seeps into other areas of your life, such as your work.
Yeah. No, it does. It does. I've seen a lot of people being diligent and disciplined to the work deadlines as they've kept, but falter on the deadlines or the commitment they've made for their own body.
Yeah.
They are somewhat not able to keep that same or allow that transition to also blend into the personal space also, which we're talking about fitness over here. But I don't know why they can't imitate That probably it could be, again, it's about priorities. I was reading this the other day that it's not that people don't have time, it's just how they don't want that particular variable or whatever you're working on to be prioritized. They prioritized work. That's why they've kept those deadlines. They've met the timelines, and they're like, okay, this work will give me money. I'll have my career moves ahead.
Yeah.
My
You know
fitness
what?
can take a backseat.
But in that, I feel like it's also because when you think about money, you're able to put like there's a direct correlation between if I don't have money, I won't be able to pay my rent. I won't be able to buy food for the family, blah, 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 blah. And then immediately your mind starts spiraling, right? But when it comes to fitness, I think people take it too casually. कि ठीक है ना, क्या ही हो जाएगा? If I don't have a six pack,
Yeah.
what's the big deal?
Big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, let me. Good point. I can immediately think of two parallels here. Okay. One is the part that, okay, let me stick to work deadlines because work deadlines allow me to be portrayed as someone who takes the work seriously. One.
Yeah.
And then my peers will respect me and I'll have promotion at work.
Correct.
I'll make more money.
Yeah.
Correct. This is one side, which is where the majority of us fall.
Yeah.
Now look at the other side. A while back, we spoke about how a person who is fit, who gives his time here, is disciplined here also, commands respect in the same room, and is able to also be focused at work.
Yeah.
Much like it's can finish the work in a less amount of time, have deliverables done also.
Yeah.
Is disciplined even in the fitness space.
Yeah.
Can also have the same journey.
Correct.
It's just that the second part, the second parallel, people have not witnessed it to believe it.
Correct. It's
Everyone has
it's,
seen this way. Oh, work from 9 to 5, गधे जैसे मेहनत करो, तुम लोग को पैसा मिलेगा. बट वो गधे की मेहनत में रेस्ट करो, अपने आप पे थोड़ा काम करो, उधर से भी मिलेगा. बट वो करेगा कौन?
क्योंकि वो tangible नहीं है ना.
Tangible नहीं है.
You're not able to see.
You'll see over here, it's compounding.
Exactly. So I think a great way to conclude this is, with this very interesting thing that I'd heard, which was when you're healthy, you have 1,000 problems. But the moment you fall sick, you just have one problem, and that is your health.
To be healthy again.
Yeah.
You just
so
want to be healthy.
Why is it that so many of us only prioritize our health after we fall sick, after we meet with some kind of, like we realize we have a metabolic condition, we realize we are pre-diabetic. Why is it then that you have alarm bells ringing in your head? It should start from now.
Even when the bells are not ringing, do it.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you'd like to see more episodes like this, please do let us know. You can also add like a line there.
Let us know what topics you'd want us to talk about in the future, and we'll be happy to talk
about them.
Talk about them.
All right, guys. So we'll see you again, hopefully next week with another. I'm not going to promise. You know what? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.